What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Row 206 here with a brand new TBD live. As always, with your boy, the Keymaster 84.
Holla, holla, holla.
You know, I can't even continue talking until you say holla holla. By the way, guys, before a quick in, we are playing on the new test server for Player Unknown Battlegrounds on the new map Miramar. So far, I've played a couple matches. Pretty cool. You guys will see it in the background as we talk about our topics today. Speaking of topics, we're going to be talking about all the esports preseasons and esports startings that have been going on in the last couple of weeks. And then we're going to dabble into the recently done Game Awards. Game Awards for 2017. Let's see. What are you thinking? Okay. That's exactly where I was thinking. That's funny. Okay. Anyways, guys, yeah, so we're back. TBD Live. Been a while.
Come on, dude, we're done soon, man. Honestly.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. And, yeah, so esports. That's what the title of this video should be, just because, man, lots of stuff going down in the esports world.
You're talking Overwatch is starting their season, a lot of show matches going on, and getting pretty a rough idea what's going to be happening over the course of the season with them. Call of Duty just started their first term of the year.
Which got shut down because of a bomb through it.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Definitely got. Oh, we got hotness. We got hotness around us.
Apparently, Water Trade was popular place to go.
Apparently, I didn't land inside the building, so.
Great.
Go far out. Go as far back as you can go. They landed in the front.
I feel like I'm ready to get it. I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, he's on top of there with a gun right now already.
I'm sure it is.
I'm about to get gunned down. Watch this shit. But yeah, guys.
This is
go ahead.
whatchamacallit, esports. I mean, now is not right now is everything getting going.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's going, Overwatch is going. I mean, really the only option is League of Legends.
Gear.
League of Legends isn't even here.
I'm getting shot at. Good thing I had a vest on. I'm still alive. Come towards you. Oh, down. Yeah, so I got to take a glimpse of the first couple matches of the new Overwatch League preseason. I watched the Outlaws and the Houston Fuel, which is, oh, I'm about to die. He's right on my body. He's right on my body. Two of them. Oh, they got an MK14. But anyway, got to watch the first couple matches between them. Looks like the Fuel took the first preseason match, even though, like Keymaster said, it's just a show match. Trying to let everybody see what the format for the new league is going to be. If you got a gun, I'd pull it out. Okay. There's two of them. One's got a handgun, one's got the MK14. Yeah, and it was pretty cool. For those guys who don't watch Overwatch a lot, it's actually a pretty interesting game to watch. Nice shot. High impact. It's hard to. I forgot how hard it is to talk while you're watching Player Unknown Battleground. I don't know. I liked it. I mean, I did like it. I thought the way they said it, we threw a grenade in. Yeah. That just happened.
Who's the other guy though?
I don't know.
They killed the other guy that guy was with.
Must have.
What the hell's this shit? Anyways,
Yeah, so the format is pretty neat. I mean, they literally set it up just like a professional sports game. Entrances for both teams, announcements before each match, commentators commentating while the big plays are going on. Like I said, the Houston Fuel beat the what are they? The
Houston,
Houston Outlaws, and then it's the
Dallas.
Dallas Fuel. Okay, I was completely backwards on that. Pretty much Optic versus MV.
Yeah, Optic versus MV.
Optic versus E Classico. And yeah, pretty cool. You guys can see those replays on YouTube, I'm sure. I don't remember specific plays, but it was. I'm not a big fan of watching Overwatch to begin with, so hey, I mean, it's exciting to watch because it's constant action. It's constant action. It's new. Yeah, it's not beat to death like League of Legends or Dota or CS:GO or even Call of Duty. Yeah, to be honest. But Call of Duty has a big change this year with going back to boosted ground. So it was kind of interested to see what was going to happen today in the first LAN tournament. But unfortunately, they only got through a few matches before things happened, and we'll get to that, like Keymaster said. But it was cool. I mean, the show of it was cool. I mean, there was
No, for sure, and I think they did a really interesting. No, it's different. I think, especially with the Overwatch, I think they. Oh, you already jumped.
I didn't hit
Oh,
the
we
button.
all jumped. Oh, we all jumped. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is what happens when you put in test servers, guys. That's what you gotta love sometimes. It's like, oh, we're all jumping together. Cool. But no, and I think that's what kind of everybody's really watching right now is what happens with Overwatch. Because they are one of the first to really embrace the whole. Yes, we are esports, but let's see what happens when we try to replicate or get as close as we can to more traditional sports, as far as formats and styles and video money, basically. Because that's the reason that they're doing the shows the way they are right now. Is they're trying to sell laggy one. That's the reason. That's the reason they are doing the format the way that they are. Is it's all about it's all about those advertising dollars.
Right.
I mean that's the reason that more mainstream sports, not mainstream, but more traditional sports are so popular is because of the time that they dictate towards commercials and things of that nature. And so it'll be really interesting to see how the rest of the season turns out.
Oh yeah, it's the ad revenue. I mean, that's what gets most professional sports the ability to play their players millions of dollars and other things like that. Is it's not just the sport itself; it's everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, all the support, all the extra stuff that you get. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the rest of their season turns out. Should be interesting. Should be fun.
It's something different, which is always welcomed when it things start to get a little stagnant.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
I mean,
it's Captain someone.
I'm excited just because how big esports is getting and the directions and steps they've made just in this last year.
It's gonna be gigantic and quick too. Like that's the crazy part. It's not even like it's taking time anymore. It's picking up speed so fast. It's not even funny. I mean, Google, for those guys who don't know, because they are now Big Bro didn't know, actually put in. Google actually made it so you can actually search tournaments straight on Google, and they'll give you the results. which is cool. I mean, it's nothing revolutionary. I'm surprised it was never done before, but then there's also never been a big push like there is right now for esports. And I think any and all exposure that esports can get is a good thing.
Oh, most definitely. And good exposure is good. It's not just bad exposure. I mean, they're getting really good exposure.
Yeah, I mean, and no, that's the other thing too is they're actually getting, like you said, it's not just exposure for exposure; it's worthwhile exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Did you die?
I did. I died.
Oh,
You're good. I'm watching you.
nah, it's just a few legs throwing me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, Gears, in my opinion, kind of kicked it off for me. I've never really watched competitive Gears on a regular basis, um, but after what happened this last weekend, because it's probably one of the reasons that, and I'm going to say something that's probably somewhat unpopular with a lot of people. I actually prefer to watch esports over more traditional sports nowadays. I
Yeah,
find it more exciting.
I don't think you're in the minority though. Like, I don't think you're on an island. I think a lot of people would, especially the younger generation that didn't grow up outdoor sports like me and you did. You know that they know nothing but League of Legends and Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
and that, and it being on such a bigger platform with CS:GO being on national TV last year, and um, the I mean the arenas that League of Legends are selling out to do tournaments and Dota 2, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not such an underground thing anymore. It's ESPN has an esports division. ESPN's the biggest sports network in the entire world.
Big two guys, man.
But
Don't
still,
get
I
me
mean,
started on ESPN.
I know, but still, I mean, the fact that they're making it, they're trying. You know what I mean? I mean, just the fact that they're trying alone is huge for is
Yeah,
huge for any. I mean, it's like they cover professional bowling. They cover fucking.
kind of professional bowling, man.
I mean,
Right?
nothing against professional bowling because it's an old school sport, but it's like the things that ESPN will cover. It doesn't surprise me that them picking up esports and possibly at one point maybe even showing esports on ESPN2 or some ESPN knockoff show. You know what I mean? And
ESPN Quattro.
the Ocho.
The Ocho.
But it's we're not far from that, and I think if this Overwatch League goes over well, with the outcome of the next League of Legends season, with a lot more North American investors,
Mm-hmm.
I think will be huge because you're not just talking European and Asian money anymore. You're
Yeah.
talking you're global now. Like the United States has put their put their money in the hat, said, "Hey, we're here. Let's go."
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny you bring up that topic though with the where the money's where people are putting up the money, and I mean because like Samsung just sold their entire League of Legends.
Hmm.
They just won and they sold their roster. But like one guy pointed out, the article I was reading, he pointed out he was like, well, think about it. He goes, now Samsung is not only just dictated to one team,
Right.
they can now advertise with all teams.
Hmm.
Which is huge. I didn't when I first heard about it, I don't know
It's more lucrative.
they,
Yeah, it's more
their
lucrative.
team. But then like he said that, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think about it. It's like damn, and
Now
it's next level.
they can make sponsorship money. They can make advertising money. They can make
Mm-hmm.
they can run an event which would make them money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
I mean,
just
if they
them
could,
supporting one team. It's them supporting the whole League of
the whole,
Legends as a
yeah.
whole. Which
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like they could sponsor a figure.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh
One
yeah.
of the biggest brands in esports, period. I don't care what. I mean, he's one of the only esports stars, in my opinion, that can literally go anywhere and people will know who he is.
All right.
just based off of everything that's been going on with him the last few years. I mean, he's that big of a player to where he can traverse that gap.
Oh, look at you. Oh, you got it. You got it. Oh, no way.
Um,
Oh, come on.
Freaking core.
Can you climb up on that wire to your right?
Nah. I don't care if I get a shot right now. I really just want to get up here. Sometimes guys just have to go with their gut. I think it's a good idea for me to get up on. But anyways, I mean that's what's going on with esports right now. I mean, huge expansion. Damn, how did I get up there? It's super low. Anyways, but I mean that's what's going on with esports right now. I mean that's the kind of stuff that's going on right now with esports and everything involving esports. I mean it's growing huge, and I mean I listen to a lot of different stuff on YouTube. Ramon, Big Ramon can contest to that.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube. A lot of stuff is not even video game related. Only because I read most of it. I don't need to read and listen to seems half-full enough. I mean, honestly, I don't listen to a lot of it. Like, I follow along with like, what a lot of people think a lot of the popular opinion, but at the same time, I don't want to listen to my favorite YouTuber say one thing and then have me have a different opinion because then I'm not looking at him different. No, it sounds silly, but that's how I think about stuff sometimes. But and there are a lot of people. I mean, look at the Legends for example. I mean, you got NBA teams, baseball teams, football players, football teams are
I
getting into
do.
Overwatch.
I do find it funny that most of the North American money has been from professional sports teams.
Hey, I mean, well, because the problem is, I think all the tech companies are looking at it as why would we buy a team and there's not a sponsorship?
Yeah, but yet you haven't really seen many. I mean, I guess we'll see what this next season brings, but you haven't really seen many. What was I trying to say? Like any North American companies really throw their hat into that ad ring yet? Like, it's still the same. I feel like it's still the same people making ad revenue money off the esport. But well, I guess that's not true because who did MV just get picked up by? Or was it MV? No, it was one of the teams just got picked up by some fast food joint or some Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah, that was MVP time with Jack in the Box for sponsor. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing you gotta think about with that deal is like, okay, yeah, it's cool, but with that deal like 2 years ago,
No.
you know what I mean? Like,
Hell
did that
no.
have ever for Jack in the Box and everything? Being like, hey, so we think something's going on. No,
I
they would have waited, just like they did. When the time is right.
think it's just like everybody did. Just like everybody did, to be honest. It was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what the switch was that made it to where all of a sudden it was like the thing to put your hat in the ring. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
it just, because it seemed to all happen at one time. So obviously there was lots of conversation, lots of meeting,
Well,
lots of.
if you guys watch Under T Made Chat, um, I mean, you're talking about he had a meeting.
At the NBA Finals in 2016.
Yeah, in 2016, NBA Finals. I mean, it wasn't even early or late 2016, early. You know, that's what's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is the conversation.
Better stay to those hills, boy. It's the only cover you're gonna have going anywhere in the circle. Yeah, but, I mean, speaking, I feel like obviously you got your mainstays like MV and Optic and Phase, but
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have new contesters in there now. Echo Fox,
Right.
um,
But
100 Thieves. I don't know the particulars of the deal between the Cleveland Cavaliers ownership group and Nate Shot, but I know Nate Shot did own 100 Thieves as a brand, so either he got a really good payoff for them to take it over, and then he's getting a pretty good salary to run whatever he's running. But you know, good on him for being 26 years old and probably a multimillionaire by now.
well, I mean, just get rid of the Jeep and bought a Tesla.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for that Tesla. He got that all tricked out, I'm sure.
And I know he hasn't, at least not in this video.
Well,
He's on Twitter.
he won't. Yeah, he won't do it for a month. He said he's not going to get it for a month. But I mean, look at his reduction in content on YouTube. Look at his less time on Twitch. Like
Yeah.
he's obviously doing something else and not really worried about the money anymore, because you can almost see almost every time that, I mean, and I'm speaking with Nate's Shot in particular, and it's only because he's one of the guys that I follow, but you can almost tell when he was like, oh shit, I really need to stream for the next month straight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I really need to go put out 2 videos a day. I really need to put up let's plays on my play channel. Like my second channel is
Mm-hmm.
obviously dipping in ad revenue, and with the whole ad thing with YouTube and between the content creators and YouTube, that whole ad fallout or whatever it was, the money fallout. Obviously it hit
Yeah.
everybody, but it's like you got people who do both, who do YouTube and do Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, obviously, no idea the particulars of their money, but it's like, wow, there was nothing in that building.
Yeah.
It
But no,
was
I mean,
ooh,
Ninja is one of those guys.
ooh, ooh.
Uh,
Gotta make some life decisions now, son.
I was waiting like it'll change right now.
You got an AKM right behind you too.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Better reload that M4.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. There you go. But
Yeah,
it's like,
guys. So I mean,
yeah, I
that's
mean,
that's esports right now, though.
yeah.
That's what we're talking about right now is how crazy it's getting. I mean, notice it in Dip and everything. I love Hex to death, but I mean, they just moved
Their entire
across the
life.
country.
Yeah, their entire life.
His entire team. I mean, basically his entire organization. From what I understand, 95% of the players under Optic. I mean, obviously, besides like League of Legends,
Hmm.
because everything's I get that. But as far as like there's team, COD team, the Overwatch team next year will be after the season. You found how it's supposed to be working.
I mean, not even the teams. I mean, their personalities are all there too.
And it's funny like them totally refresh their content, but like Hex, I mean, this week he managed to get out the 3 vlogs.
Hmm.
But he's also now having to run a much bigger organization, as a boss. He has people to answer.
He's got dollar signs to get now for sure.
I mean, and that's what's crazy now. This isn't just yo, hey, Big Ro, I think we should start a Call of Duty team. It's not like that.
That's how I feel. Nate Shot started 100 Thieves. Oh, you want me to buy your COD slot? Sure, I'll just call them 100 Thieves. I'll start my own organization right now. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Whatever. Just money.
Failed season, then you didn't hear about it for 6 months, then all of a sudden he's bought out by the ownership group of the Cleveland Cavaliers. What the heck?
Sometimes it pays to be lucky.
Hey,
But,
better dumb than lucky.
But that's what esports is right now, guys. just crazy growth. And I think in the next 10 years, 9 years, it'll be the top three sports. It'll be one of the top three sports in North America.
Oh, for sure.
I think it'll probably go football, and then basketball or video or esports.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just crazy to think about. It's like, you're telling me that.
Watch your back, Dan. You're down to probably 8 teams, including you.
The funny part is I haven't even stopped moving. I'm just.
And you only came across those 2 people you dicked down.
I didn't tell anybody this
Oh no, that was last match. That's last match.
I didn't tell anybody.
But before we get off of this video, guys, I want to touch on the 2017 Game Awards. While Keymaster's finishing up this match, I will go over some of the bigger points. This is all jury voted, online votes, community votes, industry votes. We'll start with some of the lower ones here. Best multiplayer, PlayerUnknown Battleground, as we're playing that right now. Best sports and racing games, Forza 7 beating out FIFA and NBA. Best strategy game was Mario vs. Rabbids Kingdom Battle, beat out Halo Wars 2, Total War, XCOM. Best family game was Mario Odyssey. The Switch getting a lot of love on this list, guys. Nintendo got a lot of love on this list. Best fighting game was Injustice 2, beating out Marvel vs. Capcom and Tekken.
What's your opinion on that? Anze, I know you're a fighting game man.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur. I'm a connoisseur.
I know you like to throw the punches.
I think. Okay, and just don't get me wrong, and this could just be being a Marvel fanboy, but Injustice 2 never really got my interest, only because it's all DC characters. Now, do they do a Marvel game like that? And I'm totally on board? Probably, but that's just coming from a different part of my nerddom. But Marvel vs. Capcom, yearly mainstay game in the fighting game world. Tekken 7, it's an old ass game that people are still fighting on.
Still one of the best ones. Wow.
Let's see the other 2 was Nidhogg 2, which I've never even heard of before, to be honest. And then ARMS by Nintendo, which was their fighting game that they wanted to make a perennial game for them, and it's gotten really good reception. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I feel like, honestly, Street Fighter probably should have been on this list. I feel that Smash Brothers Melee should have been on this list. Probably a couple more of the big heavy hitters in the game. Injustice 2, pretty big following. The tournaments are pretty big, but out of the 5 that they mentioned, Tekken 7, Nidhogg 2, Marvel's Capcom Infinite, ARMS, and Injustice 2, I probably would have given it to Tekken. I think it's got the bigger backing, but people voted for it, and Injustice 2's got a pretty big following. So I mean, it's a good game. It's got great gameplay, good mechanics. But to me, a lot of these fighting games are a lot of the same. It's just the characters and how you boost your characters is really the difference between them both. With the new Marvel vs. Capcom coming out, they just released at this show. Actually, they just released the announcement video for the new Soul Calibur. So Soul Calibur is going to be throwing its hat back in the ring. Oh yeah, baby! I'm excited. It's one of my favorite fighting games. So yeah, that's just a little tidbit on that. But Injustice 2, definitely a very worthy winner. But I feel like out of the list, Tekken or Marvel vs. Capcom should have won it. Let's see. Best role-playing game, Persona 5. Persona's got a huge following. South Park: The Fractured Butthole was a close second in the voting.
That was a good game, man.
Everybody's loving that game, man.
I watched a lot of video on it. It was actually pretty good.
It wasn't like the last South Park game they put out that was just crap. Whatever that game was called.
Give me that suppressor.
You got shots to your west. Yeah.
But no, I mean, no, the last game was, I mean,
Oh.
pick it up.
You can't.
Screw it.
You have to pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
What was it? But I mean, the last game wasn't the best, but I mean, it was also their first foray into video games. I mean, you're talking about guys who make a satirical comic show,
cartoon, pretty much.
Cartoon comic show, and like cartoon loosely. You know, it's not even like cartoon. It's cartoonish.
You're gonna have to watch your different levels going in here, buddy.
Oh, I know. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Anyways, what else is on the list there?
Okay, so Persona 5 for best role-playing game. With the sights. Oh God, you got a setup right now, brother. You got the setup right now. To be honest with you. You could use a little more ammo, but you know.
Not really. I have plenty of ammo.
Got plenty of ammo. Okay. Best action adventure was actually given to Zelda Breath of the Wild. Some honorable mentions on that were Horizon Zero Dawn and Assassin's Creed Origins. Let's see, best action game: Wolfenstein: The New Colossus.
Good game.
Destiny 2 and Prey were a couple of the mentions on that list. Let's see. Let's go up the list a little bit here. Best independent game. Me and Keymaster actually were talking about this before we started recording. Cuphead. That game pretty much hit the world by storm. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you need... Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah.
Cuphead. If you guys don't know what Cuphead is, check it out on Steam or go watch a video on it. The game is... The art, the gameplay, it's pretty awesome for an indie game. Let's see. Best ongoing game was given to Overwatch, Grand Theft Auto Online, PlayerUnknown Battleground, and Destiny 2. A couple of the... Oh, no, you did not just get that SKS.
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, Scar. Time for you to go.
It was nice holding you for a minute. Overwatch, definitely thought Grand Theft Auto kind of deserved the nod on that one. For the best ongoing game, at least. Let's see. Just to kind of throw it out here, they won a couple of awards. Hellblade: Sonya's Sacrifice. I've never heard of the game. Was one for games for Impact. Best performance by the person who plays the main character. Best audio design, and it also won was runner-up for best art. So, game. I'm gonna have to check it out a little bit, but that game definitely.
No, it's one of those ones where it's like it wins so many.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never heard of you, but at least glance at you now.
Biggest award of the night, game of the year, actually went to Zelda Breath of the Wild.
It's a good game, man.
It's a great game, to be honest. Like I said on many videos before. Definitely wasn't a huge Zelda guy, and I'm still yet to finish the game, but I have played quite a bit on it.
Nintendo really,
Nintendo's coming back with freaking vengeance right now, dude.
Yeah,
They're like
stepped up there. Oh, God.
tired of being the redheaded stepchild. And but game of the year nods: Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PlayerUnknown Battleground, and
It was a tough crowd too. I mean,
well, see, the thing is I don't think Super Mario Odyssey should have made the list, only because it's been out a month.
Oh, really?
It did come out in 2017, but it's really only been out since like November 2nd or something like that.
Oh,
He's right there. I don't know if they're both there. Get to the corner.
He can't come behind me unless he's gonna take a look.
Yeah, unless he takes damage. You got a minute before you gotta move, so. I think he went in the building right now. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be quiet here so Keymaster can hear. There he goes. To the left. Oh!
Oh, I killed one of his friends.
Top
no,
four.
no, bitch.
Top 4, baby. Top 4, baby.
You're on that bitch.
Good gameplay. But yeah, so Breath of the Wild, I do definitely feel like a deserved game of the year. But Horizon Zero Dawn, great game. Persona 5, great game. I don't think PlayerUnknown should have been on the list, to be honest. It's a beta game. I mean, it's getting played. It's got 20 million players. I get that, but it's like,
It's got so much around it. That's kind of like, I don't know. I'm on the fence on that one.
yeah.
Like,
But you probably could have squeezed in a different game other than Super Mario Odyssey. It's been out a month, but it has great reviews. I mean, that game looks awesome. I'm hoping to get it for Christmas if any of my family members are watching this video. Definitely. But that Zelda game, they could not have done a better rollout for the Switch in promoting that game because game's pretty much the shiz. I mean, it's if you guys have ever played Zelda, it's everything you want in a Zelda game. So that was pretty much it for the game. Had a couple big announcements as far as games to be coming out. They announced the new PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds stuff. They announced the new Fortnite stuff. They announced some new games. Off the top, I already closed the article, but off the top of my head, there's a new game coming out that's got Norman Reedus as the main character.
Reedus, bro. Come on, man.
So
Daryl.
I don't watch Walking Dead.
Boondocks.
Okay, I'll give you the Boondocks.
But yeah, no, Norman Reedus. Yeah, he Death Stranding.
Okay.
I was reading right before we started this. There's been 4 people that have been able to play it besides the dev team, and everyone has said the game makes more sense once you play it instead of just watching the trailers, because the trailers are like next level weirdness. Like, they're even weird for Kojima, but it's Kojima, so I mean, it's gonna be good. But yeah, no, that game looks awesome. Looks crazy. If you guys have not seen trailers for that, make sure you go check it out as well. They're coming out with a World War Z video game. So that should be interesting. But and then Bayonetta had their announcement. I think that was all the big ones in my opinion. Ones I'm excited about.
Yeah, and although Keymaster definitely is anti-Fortnite, their last update for a 50v50, I've been watching videos on it all day, and it looks pretty interesting.
No, I mean, I'm excited for Fortnite. I mean, awesome for them, but I mean, I don't like the building aspect of the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's what makes it different. But that's what makes it different from PUBG. That's the only thing that can say that makes it different. You know what I mean?
I know that makes it different, but I just won't play it because of that one people.
Because of that one thing. God damn it. God damn it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video for this week's TBD Live, to be determined. I hope you guys like what you see. If you guys ever want us to talk about anything, don't forget to leave those comments in the comment box below. If you guys are new to our channel for some reason, just wandering through the YouTube roulettes across our videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell right next to it so you guys can see every time we post content. Keymaster's been doing his hardest to keep us up on content lately. I have not been helping at all, which is changing slowly, but changing.
Dragging and kicking
and screaming. I'm not going anywhere. I just sometimes lose a little thrust and just need a little kick in the pants, which Keymaster's giving me, and I'm coming back, getting the setup tuned in, so I'm all nice and comfy again, and I'll be back putting up videos with the Keymaster here shortly. We got a lot of great stuff planned. They just released ranked play on Call of Duty. If you guys haven't seen any of that, go to the channel. Keymaster's posted a couple of videos. Obviously, the new tester for PUBG. That's why we're playing that tonight. We haven't played PUBG in a while. This has been awesome. We'll probably play another couple games before we go to bed. And then other things coming out on the wayside. We got games coming out. I mean, new games coming out So I think there's a couple games coming out that we want to play. There's other things when we want to get back to Minecraft. We want to get back to doing indie games. We want to do
Oh man,
we got lists and lists and lists of content
just don't
ideas.
know. Yeah.
There's just
I
not
need to
enough time in
master
the day.
time.
Yeah.
I need to master time in making it, and then not tell anybody about it. Use it for
You
myself.
need that little time necklace thing that,
Time turner.
yeah, the time turner from Harry Potter.
It's the time turner. Yes. That would be very handy. But anyway, guys, so make sure you guys time turn yourselves back into the rest of the videos we have.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey.
and check out everything we have, guys. Definitely leave those likes, comments, and subscribes. Because even though if you guys aren't a huge fan, if you're kind of like something right now, with everything we do have planned and everything, we even haven't even unless you follow other channels that is related to this one. Um, we have other stuff coming out that it's going to be pretty revolutionary. So,
Revolutionary.
hopefully, you guys
Like
enjoy
when they
it.
put the fruit in the bottom of the yogurt cup.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, you guys though do take the risk and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, guys, keep Master 84, and as always, we play games to make games.
And haters gonna hate. We'll see you guys in the next
See you
video.
guys next video.
Peace.